Monster Magazine Weekly presents 10 great movies without CGI, but still had some awesome effects. Coming in at number 10, The Thief of Baghdad, 1924. When the Thief of Baghdad, played by Douglas Fairbanks, sneaks into a royal palace, he discovers and instantly falls in love with a beautiful princess, played by Julianne Johnston. The thief pretends to be a prince, and the princess becomes enamored with him. The thief then reveals his wrongdoing to a holy man, played by Charles Bletcher, who sends him to find a magic chest as penance. Overcoming many obstacles to win the chest, the thief then uses its powers to save Baghdad from a foreign invader and rescue his beloved. Number 9, The Lost World. The Lost World is a 1925 silent film adaptation of Arthur Conan Doyle's 1912 novel of the same name. The movie was produced by First National Pictures, a large Hollywood studio at the time, and stars Wallace Beery as Professor Challenger. This version was directed by Harry O. Hoyt and featured pioneering stop-motion special effects by Willis O'Brien. Number 8. The Nibelungen is a series of 2 silent fantasy films created by Austrian film director Fritz Lang in 1924. The scenarios for both films were co-written by Lang's then-wife, Thea von Harbau, based upon the epic poem Nibelungenlied, written around AD 1200. Number 7. Nosferatu, A Symphony of Horror, is a 1922 German expressionistic horror film directed by F.W. Murnau, starring the fantastic Max Schreck as the vampire Count Orlok. The film, shot in 1921 and released in 1922, and you can read more about it in the current issue of Monster Magazine. Number 6. The Hunchback of Notre Dame is a 1923 American film directed by Wallace Worsley and produced by Carl Laemmle and Irving Thalberg. It stars Lon Chaney Sr. The film elevated Chaney, already a well-known character actor, to full star status in Hollywood. It also helped to set a standard for many horror films, including Chaney's Phantom of the Opera in 1925. Number 5. Phantom of the Opera is a 1925 American silent horror film adaptation of Gaston Leroux's 1910 novel Le Fantôme de l'Opéra, directed by Rupert Julian and starring Lon Chaney in the title role of the deformed phantom who haunts the Paris Opera House, causing murder and mayhem in an attempt to make the woman he loves a star. Number 4. Faust is a 1926 silent film produced by UFA, directed by F.W. Murnau, starring Emil Jannings. Murnau's film draws on older traditions of the legendary tale of Faust. Number 3. The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari is a 1920 German silent horror film considered the quintessential work of German expressionist cinema. It tells the story of an insane hypnotist who uses a somnambulist to commit murders. The film features a dark and twisted visual style, with sharp, pointed forms, oblique and curving lines, structures and landscapes that lean and twist, and unusual angles and shadows, and streaks of light painted directly onto the sets. Number 2. Häxan, Witchcraft Through the Ages, is a 1922 Swedish-Danish documentary-style silent horror film written and directed by Benjamin Christensen, based partly on Christensen's study of the Malus Maleficarum, a 15th century German guide for inquisitors. Häxan is a study of how superstition and the misunderstanding of diseases and mental illness could lead to the hysteria of the witch hunts. The film was made as a documentary but contains dramatized sequences that are comparable to horror films. And finally, number 1. Metropolis is a 1927 German expressionist epic science fiction drama film directed by Fritz Lang, scripted by Thea von Harbau, with collaboration from Lang himself. The silent film is regarded as a pioneering work of the science fiction genre in movies, being among the first feature-length movies of this genre. Metropolis is set in a futuristic urban dystopia and follows the attempts of Frieder, the wealthy son of the city's ruler, and Maria, a poor worker, to overcome the vast gulf separating the classes of the city. Filming took place in 1925 at a cost of approximately 5 million Reichsmarks. The art direction draws influences from Bauhaus, Cubist, and Futurist designs. We here at Monster Magazine highly recommend getting the restored edition. It is loaded with segments on how they did so many of the great special effects without CGI. The films on this list are available on YouTube and Dailymotion, and some of them can be found in the public domain on archive.org. Thank you for watching this week's Monster Magazine Weekly. We'll see you on the next episode next week. Good night. Vance Kepley is a self-taught artist who has worked in various mediums, including drawing, painting, and graphic design for over 20 years. He now has his designs here on TeePublic. Old school, unique, stylish. He is also available to help you with your original TeePublic designs. Make sure you visit Vance Kepley Art 1972 at teepublic.com. You'll be glad you did.